Let's dive into it, Joey. Big positive from this game. Luke Altmyer had one throw he'd like to have back, right? That was a bad throw in a triple coverage that he forced. We expect that stuff from a first-time starter trying to figure all this stuff out. Probably got excited they were taking a deep shot. Otherwise, he was fantastic. Him and DeQuan Finn maybe evened out at the end of this game, but I thought Luke Altmyer looked like the best player in the field for most of this game. 18 to 26, 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, 9 carries, 69 yards. He looked like a former four-star prospect that had a chance to start at Ole Miss last year and a guy that we thought could be a dynamic playmaker. He looked comfortable, confident, poised. That throw to Casey Washington, which was not blocked well, in the face of pressure to throw that up and give Casey Washington a chance, that's big-time stuff. And the way he uses legs, I think we tried to talk about how excited Barry Lunny is about his running ability, but that showed tonight because he was the best thing they had going on the ground.
Yeah, I don't know if it's ideal that he would lead the team in rushing every game, but if I would have told you that was his first career start against an FBS, like you wouldn't have believed it. He looked very settled. He looked very poised. That was kind of the talk after the game, was that final drive that he was just kind of had the control. And everyone just kind of, look, when we said it, dude, when a guy makes throws, people get on board. It's really not rocket science, right? Make some throws, people are going to buy into it, but it wasn't – I don't know. It's kind of hard to put it into words because, like, his passes had so much zip. Like, he confidently used the middle of the field, trusted his guys, Isaiah Williams, Pat Bryant, Casey Washington. He looked like a guy. There was the one pass, but he looked like a guy who had done this before.
I tweeted out at one point, it's time to let him cook. And the next play, he threw the interception. But his decision-making outside of that one play was great. It was fantastic. I was really encouraged by his decision-making. So I don't know what the PFF grades are going to be, but I thought the quarterback, he had the highest grade of anybody on this team. And I will say this, Joey, I thought his receivers made plays. You know, Pat Bryant said after the game, I wish we could have stretched the field a little bit more, but Pat Bryant, 6 catches, 64 yards, 2 touchdowns. I love the play call Barry Lunny had for him for his first touchdown. Isaiah Williams, 5 catches, 51 yards. Casey Washington, 4 for 54. Tip Ryman got involved. 2 catches, 33 yards. I think both those in the first quarter. So you only had 5 people catch a pass in this. So maybe the wide receiver room didn't go as deep as I thought, but those starters I thought performed extremely well.
Well, they still dug into a little bit of the depth. Malik Elsie had one. We can get into that later. He had one snap, I think. One snap, one target. Luke Altmyer looked for him the whole way, by the way. Ashton Hollins was out there. Hank Beatty. So in terms of production, like you're talking about catches, no, but like they did dive into a little bit of that. I'm curious how much more.
Not as much as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I'm with you. There was a lot. We should get into that later about the rotations and what we kind of expected and what we saw. But yeah, we thought this wide receiver room was better. Like I think tonight showed that. Pat Bryant, they're really talking about him as somebody here, and it seems like he and Luke Altmyer have taken a pretty fast connection, and they look good together. Casey Washington was the guy who early on, when Luke Altmyer got here, was kind of that put his arm around you, hey, you're going to, I'm going to be your guy here, and we're going to welcome you in here. Casey Washington means a lot to that locker room, and he means a lot to Luke Altmyer.
Phenomenal hands. Phenomenal hand. Like, not an explosive player, but Casey's a hell of a blocker, and just he catches whatever is next to him. Like,
can we bring it up?
Go for it.
It's 2019, his freshman year. He'd stay after training camp, pour one out for open training camps, and he would just put on this like spectacle catching the ball. It's like, dang, dude, you can really catch it, and just kind of been a slow build for him. I think that's the best way to put it with Casey Washington. It's just been a slow build, and he's a really reliable – I think he's a really reliable receiver. We've talked about the things he doesn't do exceptionally, but he's really reliable, and Luke Altmyer trusts him, and I think that's a big deal.